Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How's everybody?
Awesome.
Well, TGIF, it's finally here.
Yes,
And of
finally.
course, if you weren't here yesterday, might not know this, but Jess is down in Upper Shallow, Orlando, Florida, probably having a good time. And so we are here today to entertain you or thoroughly disappoint you, whichever way it works out. But you will be something when you leave here. So we're going to try to entertain you for 2 hours. And we do
We
have
got
a few things that we want to accomplish. And hope it works out well. So today is Friday, which means a Friday fish race. And we're going to have that later today. And also, today is the last day of the Blind Fish Keepers Challenge.
yes.
So you have to do your video and turn it in by today to be in the contest.
Yes.
However, I am not going to be in the contest, but I am going to do my challenge live today on the show.
Yay!
So I've kind of pulled stuff around. I don't know if I've got everything, but I'm going to roll with it and just see what happens.
The
So,
most important question is, do you have your blindfold?
well, yes, I do. And look what I have.
Oh, wow. Look at
I
that.
have my gator that I ordered. And
That's
if I
awesome.
turn it inside outwards, I can make my face cover my face.
That's awesome.
And it is double lined, and I can't see. If I look up to a window and light, I can put my hand over it. I can see darkness,
Right.
but I sure can't see anything unless I'm looking straight into a light source. But
That's awesome.
I will even flip it over because I don't want anybody to think I cheated because I'm not about to cheat. Not if I'm ready to make a fool of myself here in front of all of y'all. So I'm just going to do it and just have fun with it and just try to delve into his world just a little bit.
Right.
Thankful that I don't have to live it, but just to see a little bit of what
Is
people
that a
that
pun?
can't see can see.
Just to see?
Well, it wasn't meant to be one, but I guess it was one.
Just to not see?
Yeah. So y'all will see what happens. And while I'm doing it, Papa, you can't give me any encouragement. If I mess
Oh,
it up, you
man.
just got to let it go, and it's all got to be by feel, and whatever it is, it is.
Yep. I know that's going to be the hard part is not, no, to the left, Dee Dee, to the left.
I almost kind of like, hey, y'all can tell me what, but then that would be just like me seeing.
Right.
So that would ruin the whole setup for it. But I guess we can go back up and say hellos to everybody. And there's Patrick Hardy dropping a $4 super sticker. And it's only taken me, 3 months to figure out the difference between a super sticker and a super chat. So I finally got it. And we have to say that Bunny Viper was on it this morning. First in the door. Hey, Bunny Viper. Good morning. And Daddy Weshy. He's lurking and working. Apparently he's back on the job today. Jennifer Weaver. Yes, I did see that Joe finally saw the ocean. So I hope that he is satisfied now. But it is something to see. I
Yes,
grew
it
up. I
is.
grew up at the ocean, and as glorious as it is, I'm just used to it, and I can only imagine. Like when we go to the mountains, you just look up and think, "Oh my God, this is so phenomenal!" But a mountain is nothing compared to the size of the ocean.
Right.
So yeah, everybody should get to see all kinds. Different than where you are. I was just very fortunate to be around water for me. So I'm a water baby. And Stephen's going to be joining us after his working meeting. And hello, Dennis Christensen. Hello to you. Good morning, 3G. How are you this morning?
Hello.
And Miss Susan for SLC Aquatics. I did miss your stream last night. I was just under the weather a little bit. I don't know why. I was just really tired yesterday. And there is Miss Neil Guardians Good morning. And Patrick Dragonlair, good morning, y'all.
Mhm.
And Melvin Reef, good morning to you, sir. Brooklyn Bell, good morning. And I see Brooklyn's hanging in day and night. She was up late last night with Stephen. Too coolie for schoolie. Morning, everyone. And I have changed my cameras, and I've had to move my computer way over there so I can set this stuff up here without taking the risk of tearing up all my electronics. So I'm having to struggle to see the comments from over here with a different camera and the light in my eyes, all
You
that
need
good
to
stuff.
squint like Jess.
Yeah, well, I can't even reach it with a squint, so it doesn't make any difference for me. And Mike's turn to Aquatics. Good morning. Ben Backstrom. Good morning, Benny Backstorm. He's working and lurking today too. And did I see? Did I miss Rico? I don't know if I saw him, but if I missed you, Rico, good morning, Rico Stan. I see somebody talking to him. So, and Kara C, good morning. Lurking on my way to pick up my puppy. Yay!
Yep.
And Kara C, did you decide to call it Maggie or have you chosen a new name? Foxy's Fishes, good morning. Of course, Patrick Hardy, good morning to you, sir. And Miss Lori Monster Fish Girl, good morning. Dick Boy, the Nano Aquarium Guy, good morning to you. Mexicali Fish Keeper, good morning. Nola's Dolls and Aquatics, good morning to you. We've got Patrick. He got in trouble last night. Rico Stan got on him, but he didn't listen. Patrick with another $5 super sticker. Rico said, "Don't do it." Patrick, bam! Like I'll show you. You can't push buttons over here, buddy. He didn't listen a bit. Oh, Adette was talking to the Rico on my shirt, so we have another co-host. I brought one with me just in case if I was by myself up here. I can make him talk like I can't make him talk like Eric could.
Good morning, Joseph.
Yep. Quickly, we're stuck with you. We're glad to have you, girl. And JoJo Stanley. Good morning to you, sir. And I believe I have caught up with the bottom of the check. So what's going on with you today?
Well, a little bit of remorse on my end for not being in Florida right now with Jess. That's kind of a bummer, but everything happens for a reason, so I'm happy to be where I'm at, you know.
The same
With
for
you.
me. The
I'm here
same for
with
me. Well, I was going to be there with them too, and living the dream, but it didn't work out. But I don't think my cousin broke both her wrists just so she wouldn't have to babysit. That's a little drastic.
Yeah.
People will do stuff so they don't have to babysit your brats, but I don't think you're willing to break your hands for them. Oh,
Yes,
Lord.
Joseph, I wanted the Florida warm weather right now. That's the real truth. Screw this Texas cold. Really?
Yeah, y'all aren't used to it at all, are you?
It's just not fun when everything is dependent on our power grid, and if it goes as far south as San Antonio, then we start having issues, and people can't drive anyways, and then you throw ice on the road. So it's crazy stupid.
Yeah. And look, Timbo taking it easy. Good morning.
Good morning, Timbo.
And look who's spying on us.
Hey, look. She's spying on us. Are they doing this right?
Yeah. The boss lady's here. Oh Lord, I
Oh
better
no.
straighten up.
Yes, ma'am. If you want to be in the know.
She's a hard one to work for. She's a
I know,
rough
right?
girl.
Slave driver.
Yeah. I hope Jess is having a good time. And we're going to be so. Oh, you need to record when Kerosene gets her puppy, maybe, if she will let you. That would be
Yeah.
fun since we have watched the puppies from birth to being handed over. So she's the last one. Yes, that is our Jess, all the way from Florida.
Yes.
So, well, I thought Skipper was going to be here this morning, but he might have got a call out. You know, he's the superhero of his area with his little rescue cape. So, you know, he has to go when the whistle blows. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And there goes Patrick Hardy again with another super sticker.
Yep. You the man, Patrick.
And I have forgotten. I usually write those down for her, but I did not do that because I'm a sorry co-host. But anyways, thank you, Patrick. Yes, I do volunteer for her, Joseph. I just pick on her. Oh, they're still driving.
You look like roadkill. Well, then don't put yourself on the camera, Jess. Just the handoff of the puppy, you know, from your perspective. That's just fine. We want to see
all
her
know
face.
your voice.
Yeah, we want to see her face and her excitement anyways.
And we know what your voice sounds like. You can't hide your voice.
Right?
We know who you are. See, what did Skipper has not been responding to my crap talk, so takes all the fun out of it. Well, Toto, taking that one down too, because I'm not going to do it either today.
We ain't got time for your crap.
I can always count on Toto to provide me some entertainment. He always comes up with some of these, like, well, he must be on it tonight. Today, it don't matter. He can always come up with a slick one. I like that. That's what I do. You know, Patty was my very first YouTube hero. And she still is today. Because that slick mouth she's got.
I know, but it's fun.
Yeah, she don't mean no harm and no nothing.
You are about an hour north.
Joe on camera again. He's driving. He can't get away. Oh yeah, yeah. We did actually see a sighting of Justice Joe the other day. And good morning, Scott's Aquatics. Yeah, he came in for her birthday and he let us get a peep at him. That's all it was. Just a little teeny tiny peep. A peep. Yeah, we did a peep, but it was a peek and a peep. I'm not sure which because he kind of still trying to hide his face. And I get it. It was very hard to come up on YouTube. It really was.
Yes.
But
some of my first videos were just of whatever I was doing and none of me. And then Priscilla jumped on and made a comment and says, "We need to see your face, Jerry." And I was like, so I did a video showing my face and kind of started getting used to it being on camera. And you know, once you do it a couple of times, it gets easier. And streaming really helps.
It really helps too to have no makeup, no hair fix, no nothing, and just pop up on a random stream. So anytime you have done hair brushing or makeup or anything, you feel much better about yourself. So
yes, I always do anyways after I put my makeup.
Yeah, Ames, one morning after Jess's stream was over, they were like, "Oh, somebody do a stream, somebody do a stream." So Ames says, "Well, I'll figure out how to do one," and she figured it out. And so she asked me to come up, and I did. And I was out by my outdoor ponds, tubs, you know, those 100-gallon things. And it was kind of weird, but it's like, okay, it's just going to be me and her. Oh, no. There was probably 20 people in there, but, you know, once it's there, it's there. So it gets a little easier. You know, but
yes,
when you do
Brooklyn,
videos
I'm trying to say that for you so that way you get over your nerves and get on camera and make some videos.
Well, she's popped up here and there, but and maybe on. I think she popped up on the Member Sunday stream, if I'm not mistaken. But we do have the amazing Diver Man in here. He had an interview with Fishy Biz the other night, which was fun. Jennifer Weaver. She got freezing rain in Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, it might be keeping Skipper busy with. We had a wreck the other day on the ice. Priscilla's trouble.
I use Maybelline foundation. That seems to be the best for my skin tone.
It looks very natural too. Can't even tell it's there. Wow, you picked the right shade, the hue, everything.
Years and years of trial and error.
Yeah. 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 And John S. Vlog, good morning. Yeah. But okay, so okay, down to the bottom again. I'm sorry, I'm having to struggle.
How long do you think, or when you were thinking about it yesterday, and you're going to do your challenge on the stream? So, how long are you giving yourself to do it? I mean, what do you think?
I haven't put that much thought process in it, but I can't fill it up completely with water because I got to move it.
Right.
So I'm going to say 15 minutes.
Really?
Well, it's just a little 5-gallon, one of these tanks. It's for shrimp. I can't make any more big tanks, so I can only do something that goes on the countertop. So I'm just doing some little shrimp tanks, and I mean, you can't go so big on a shrimp tank that size. And still have place for the shrimp to even be in it. So, plus it has that little package with the pump and the heater space and all that in the back. So, but yeah, I gathered me some driftwood and some plants and some sand. And I got my RDI water ready for neocaradinas.
Now, do you have any different kinds of substrate that you're going to use, or is it all just one color? Are you going to try to get fancy? And
no, it's just sand.
Okay.
Just sand.
Regular play sand or
yes, that little play sand, pool filter sand. That's what it is. I have used that on most of my tanks now. Now I may have that flu ball, or I had to buy several kinds since we just have little bags in our stores, and I had to go to 3 counties to get a little bit of stuff. I bought everything they had everywhere. They still didn't have enough, but they don't carry it here.
Right.
But I want to get some of that substrate with the little round balls, ADA type substrate. And when I redo tanks, be prepared for one, and don't just like, oh, I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, and have everything, go gather it, collect it from Lowe's or wherever you go get it from. And good morning, Rico Stan. So
Rico, look, you're on her shirt.
Yeah, you're with us. If you would like to be with us, just let me know, and you can actually be here.
Your cheeks look swollen on that shirt, Rico.
Yeah, you look like you got a toothache. And if it was ladies' night, I could make him talk, but I'm not going to do it here.
Hell, you could probably make him smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, that's an idea. Oh, Lord have mercy. Rico could be doing all kinds of things this morning. Oh, my God. Papa went there. I just had to go with him.
Oh, that's funny.
I was going to be good. I really was. But Jess ain't here.
It's all my fault now. I'm a bad influence.
Jess can't stop us.
Right? She's over there going, crap, Dee Dee, hang up.
Unless she just pushes some sort of button from afar. And then we'll be like, gone.
Eject.
Patrick says it's 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, just went out of sight. around in the Houston area, anything over 69 is too cold for. It's too cold for me. Long John's weather. Dallas can keep this cold. Yeah, that's the truth. I'm used to the water flooding and hot water. I, I have never had to deal with a flood other than when hurricanes come. Water comes back across in our woods and the woods behind us. And one time it got like within 15 feet of our lowest stoop area out back. And I started like, oh my God. But down the road, they're much lower and there's lots of houses that still empty. Some of them's been mowed down, bulldozed down. But that's the worst I've ever seen it. But let me tell you what I did see. Snakes everywhere because they have to come out the woods
Yep.
and it's swampy. So you have all these swampy snakes, and they were trying to get the high. They were on the porches. I mean, you couldn't walk outside without snakes. The little girl walked right past one in the front yard. It was right by the walkway, and didn't see it because I'm not used to looking for them. But it was right by the front door. So after that, we started looking and carrying sticks and one curl. We had a big generator on the front porch, and one curled up underneath that thing, I guess, to get warm from the motor. And he stayed there for 2 days. Finally, my husband got him out of there. But I had a cat, and she was about half blind. Had an old dog, and it's like I was scared to death that thing was going to bite them, trying to walk past. So he did get it out. Yeah, fire ants are on the move too when you have lots of water like that. Oh, gators. Oh, gators. Oh. Yeah, that would be a new one.
We have gators here too, but it depends on where you're at. I mean, I know that one of the largest crocodile dens is here local in the area, or at least it used to be. I don't know if they fixed it, but crocodiles and rattlesnakes were really bad in this one part of the lake that they built. And I think it filled up in mid 80s, like 86ish or so. It filled up by accident before they were ready. But because of that, the way they had the rock piles and some of the little coves, it made it perfect for the alligators and the snakes to just thrive. So they did.
Geek Boy said they used to have water moccasins in their house from time to time. Their house is on a creek that feeds into the New River, which is where this water comes from, where it runs by me from time to time, I think. But yeah, that's kind of scary. Well, I am not going to put this off any longer. I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and take one for the team. So I'm going to take me down for a second on the camera and rearrange all this stuff.
Okay. So what we're going to do, everybody, is let Dee Dee do her challenge. Now, y'all can comment all you want to and say, Dee Dee, do this, do that. And she won't hear it unless I read it. So I'm not going to read it because I really want for Dee Dee to experience it as much as she can, trying to use only her senses instead of her vision to get everything where it's going to go. So that was kind of the point of the challenge that the blind fish keeper put out to everybody. And it's a really fun concept. So since Dee Dee's not going to do a video and submit it and all that stuff, we figured, hey, why not? Jess isn't here. We kind of have an open forum. So we'll do it in this manner. So that way we can have fun and all of us can have fun watching Dee Dee try to struggle and get it together. But it's going to be fun. Hopefully I can keep y'all entertained. We can talk about stuff. Did you drop anything?
No, I'm just sliding stuff around. I'm going to switch cameras. I've never done this. Let me try to switch this camera so y'all can see the.
But so hopefully I can keep y'all entertained. Hopefully Stephen P will be up here soon after his meeting. And then that way he can help y'all stay entertained.
I tried to kind of set this up last night. Okay.
Oh.
Can you see that?
Yes, we see the front part of the glass, and that's about
So,
it.
okay, so I need to
Push it towards the cup. Or yeah,
push it.
there you
Push
go.
it good.
That's good.
Okay, let
I
me
mean,
get
we
my
can see
scoop
only
paper.
see the top for now, but that's okay.
Okay, well, I can change that. I can see right now till I get everything set
Ah,
up.
okay, yeah,
Okay,
that's perfect.
okay.
Yep.
And okay, let me get my little handy dandy face mask on.
Yeah, how do we know you actually putting your face
I,
mask on?
I'm gonna try to show you. I don't know if I am I doing this.
Yes, okay. Yes, I
Can you
see
see
that you
my?
have your mask on.
Did I get the Dee Dee's fin face right in the face
Yes,
part?
it looks like you got it almost on there perfect.
Okay. This is harder than you think.
Oh, look, there comes Jess.
Okay. All right. I think where's my
Of course,
cup?
she doesn't have her mic on.
Oh,
It's
oh, let me
muted.
get a
Ah,
towel. I got a towel. Do I need to
un-
what, do I need to put my mic on?
no, Jess is muted.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm good to go then. Right?
Yes, you're good to go. That's
Okay. So,
perfect, Dee Dee, right there where you got it.
all right. Let me see. I do have my sin.
Hey, look, Jerry's fish room, and it's not me. It's a different Jerry. But yes, this is the blind fish keeper challenge, Jerry. We're doing it differently since she's not actually going to submit a video. We're just going to do it live on this stream and have some fun with it. So I'm not going to say anything about what she's doing, but y'all can comment all you want to and see what kinds of ideas we get. And Dee Dee, do this, do that, and it's upside down or whatever. But we're not going to really, share it with her because we want her to be as blind as possible. And so she's starting with the substrate. Is that what everybody starts with first? Substrate? Of course.
This is something to dump all this sand right on the middle of my table.
Well, it's okay if you do because you won't see it anyways.
Yeah. I had to clean it up later though.
Well, it's not a mess if you can't see it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
I
I'm
disappeared.
gonna let this be the back. So
Okay, the part towards you is the back.
yeah. I guess my booby rest is the back. I can't tell. You have I didn't really get enough sand, it feels like.
How does it feel?
Well,
I mean, you're not doing a deep substrate father
no,
fish
so
style
it's
or anything, so
no, and I'm just trying to feel to make sure I got sand all over the bottom. Let's see. Where's my tub?
another thing I wanted to talk about while Dee Dee was doing this was Jess asked us yesterday if we had any questions that we wanted her to ask any of the vendors or any such stuff, manufacturers.
Does that help?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay. I got just thought about that.
But she asked us if we wanted any questions asked by the manufacturers or anything like that. So if you got any questions that you would like for Jess to ask in your stead, since you may not be there, throw them in the chat and let us see what kinds of questions you have. One of the things that I thought of overnight was, and I know I picked Fluval again, but I've noticed that Fluval has a hang-on back filter that is the next generation of the Aqua Clears, but I don't see any of those or barely any of those hang-on back filters at the pet stores. I see them on Amazon, and I own one that I use, and I think it's a phenomenal hang-on the back filter. But I don't know if anybody else is using them much because I don't see them at the pet stores. So maybe it's a regional thing. Has anybody seen the new Fluval hang-on back filters? They look very similar to the Aqua Clears, but now that Fluval pretty much took that over, has slightly different design, and I think it has five different media cartridges or containers or sections, 5 different types of filtration within that hang on back. Um, anybody? Nobody's seen them?
I don't really use hang on the backs.
I don't either, but I have this one because I kind of wanted to check it out and review it when it first came out last year. And what I use it for now is when I do a tank reset and I mess the water up and it gets all cloudy and everything, I'll throw on that hang on back filter and let it work its magic for a day. It usually takes about a day, and then it clears up my water and I clean out my cartridges or whatever. I don't really change them out because I know I'm going to put it in another tank and let it do the same. And that's really what I use it for. And also, I like to have it constantly running, so that way if I have to do a like an emergency setup on a tank, I can throw that hang on back filter on there and it's already cycled, and it works. It's dangerous to do. I don't recommend anybody do any kind of quick cycle, but I've had to do it before and I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Now, Papa Shrimp, some I have already learned I didn't get enough sand because I'm running out of sand to
hide the roots or to bury
yeah.
the
So I'm afraid some of them want to float.
Well, let's see. Question for vendors. How can we get vendors to join on a beach cleanup event? Ooh, that's a good idea.
That sounds like something that Aquashella should do as a After 5 project to have people sign up and go down.
Dee Dee, the blind fish keeper, is here watching you.
Oh, how could he be watching me? He might be here, but he can't be watching me.
Danny Weshy says, I love hang on back filters, but I don't like Aquaclear because they don't have an internal pump. Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Well, the hang on back that the new Fluval one, the big brother of the Aquaclears, is just like all the others that I've been familiar with, where you rotate the motor, pull it out, and clean the impeller and all that fun stuff. But like I said, I've been using it for about a year now, and it's a really good filter. Now, I've been interested on trying the Tidal hang on backs, but I don't really use them much. I just like having one or two, like I said, for when I set up a tank or when I do a reset. I like to use it to help clean up my water and get the bigger particles that are floating around. And then sometimes I'll use the carbon cartridge and help it polish my water.
Well, I'm glad the blind fish keeper's here. At least he can hear. Kind of fool I'm making of myself, but it's fun. Oh, I do realize these are little Amazon sword babies that I have ripped off of some of my plants. Ooh, I don't like that.
You're like, pointing, and they're not there. Oh, wait, I can't say anything. You're blind.
I don't like that. I can feel that flat edge is facing. I don't want to see that. Oh, that's going to change everything. Well.
I will never clean a nude beach. Was traumatized as a kid at one of those beaches. My parents were hippies. Guess who is at eye level that?
Yeah, I'm glad that they could traumatize a kid. Yeah, blind fish keeper, I got to give you kudos, buddy. This is harder than you think. If you think that, oh yeah, I can just figure this thing out.
MSC Aquatics, I use a few HOB, mainly the titles, trash the aqua clears when I trashed my canisters. And I get it because I don't use any of my canisters or HOBs that I used to use. In my previous fish room before the fire, I spent so much money on filtration, on various different canister filters, on hang-on back filters, on mini filters. I use the pre-filter sponges. I have the stainless steel pre-filters. I went through a lot of I spent a lot of money when I was setting up my first fish room. And I learned after the fire, when some of the tanks that didn't melt away or get burnt up, that with no electricity and no light and no air, no filtration, my tanks looked better after 2 months of sitting there in that house with no light and filtration and anything, no electricity, that it made me realize that I spent way too much money concentrating on filtration when I should have gone more natural. And so that's why now it's all basically sponge filters, and I'm starting to want to go back more to under gravel filters. And I know it's crazy to think that, because that's bass backwards. I mean, all of this technology, and then we go to where we realize that just air and under gravel and sponges work just as good as all the fancy $300 canister filters. And trust me, there is a use for them. There is a place for all of that equipment, just not in my fish room. And I learned that the hard way after spending all the money.
So, Puppy, Carolina shrimp don't have to have like a pump from it.
Like a pump?
Yeah, like I've got one of these 5-gallon aquariums with some Carolina shrimp in. Do I have to run that pump in there?
No.
They don't seem to like it. They like it better when I turn it off.
Well, because sometimes you end up pushing the water too much.
Yeah, and you can't turn that thing down any.
Now, the only way you can turn stuff like that down is by removing some of the impellers or some of the fins on the impeller.
Oh, see, I don't know what that's going to look like right there.
Yes, Joseph Stanley, I do like the stainless pre-filters. They're to me, they're one of the best. The sponge pre-filters, depending on the coarseness of the holes, sometimes they get clogged too fast, and you end up having to get your hands in your tank, every other day. And that's something that I work really hard on, is trying to keep my hands out of the tanks, because you never know what's on your hands. So I try not to put my hands in the tank if I don't have to. So yeah, getting in and out with a sponge type pre-filter, usually they need a lot of cleaning.
I can already tell. I wished I had twice the amount of sand.
Yes, that's probably would have been a little bit better, for at least for your plants that you were trying to get to stay.
And these Amazons, I'll be pulling them out after they grow a little bit and changing them out anyways. I just thought this was a cute way to use them while they're little.
See, and that's part of the reason why I asked about the fluval filters, is because yes, I do understand that there's, most of us are like, we're to the point where we're going away from hang-on backs, or we're trying to go with the more just sponge filters, or even natural with no filtration, and trying to be a little bit more efficient, because if you put a filter, a heater, a light, and an air pump on every tank, that's a lot of electricity consumption for a little glass bottle. So, of course, everybody knows if you take your fish room and put a linear piston pump, then you just went from having, depending on the tanks that you have, but you just went, in my case, I went from having 12 air pumps to just one. So that's a lot of electrical outlets now that I have open, which I didn't have before.
Oh, see,
Um,
that helped me a tremendous amount too.
yeah. And that's, it's crazy when you realize it was like, I've been using all of these plugs. Well, how you're using a lot of electricity too. So,
Because I didn't
yes.
think I was going to be able to hook up heaters without having the electrician come and do me a whole new project. But since I've eliminated all those air pumps, I had plenty of room. Okay, I'm thinking, feels like all my plants are underwater, and I'm going to stop there with the water so I don't have so much weight.
Yeah, I'm reading everybody's comments.
Now, I'm going to try not to kill myself. I forgot to bring the light in the box down here. So I'm
Oh,
going to try
okay.
not to kill myself in this fish room.
Be careful, Dee Dee.
Trip over.
Yeah, and like I was saying, the only reason I'm asking is because I'm just curious to see if anybody's used the new fluval ones, because I think it's a much better design. It's probably one of the best designs I've seen on a hang-on back filter. Of course, I haven't tried the titles yet, but I've been through almost every other manufacturer that we're all familiar with and tried different things. And I really do like the fluval one. I like the fact that it has a cartridge that you could take out for the fine and coarse sponge pre-filter that it has in this cartridge, and then it goes into another little basket like thing that has your biomedia and the carbon, and then all of that flows into a little basket with more filtration media and a little filter pad that it runs into and then overflows out into the tank. So it's a 5-stage filter somewhat. And the way it's put together, like I said, it's, to me, it's one of the most convenient to pull out and change your cartridges if you need to, or to pull out the cartridges and soup it up, how you may do it. A lot of us modify them.
Okay, I don't have my lid on, but it's in another room. I'll break my neck to get there.
All right, here we come,
So,
folks.
and I did learn something.
It's the
If somebody can't
unveiling.
see, don't throw stuff in the floor because maybe you'll break their neck. Okay, can you see the light and everything?
We can see the tank. The light's not on yet, so.
Oh, I don't have it plugged in. I don't think I have the other. I think I have the rest of the electronics in the other room. But I'm gonna take my mask off because it's done. It is what it is.
Here we go, folks. Dun, dun, dun.
And it is very cloudy. I can see that which I knew it would be with the sand. It always takes a day or two. Let me go get the thingy. The rest of the electrical stuff.
I don't know. Is that light in the water, or is it backwards? Or we'll find out when she plugs it in.
It is hanging. It is over. Can you see it?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's one of those. I don't want to plug in the pump and all. Okay.
The only fluval I've had was a canister, and it went in the trash. Most people think that your BV is in the filter only when it's on all the surfaces of the tank.
How'd I do?
You could shift the camera down just a little bit so we could actually see. I know it's cloudy,
Okay.
and we're not going to get the best picture, but
There we go.
it looks like a blind person set it up. Well, a blind person that's only been blind for 5 minutes.
Well, somebody who's been blind for a long time probably has the extreme advantage because they can actually know what they're doing by now. But it is something for everybody to think about because it could happen,
Yes.
But I think, I still have a lot of, from the sand. But I think I'm gonna like it okay. I put me some rocks in it. These have all been sitting in my sumps and everything, trying to make sure everybody's got some stuff on them.
Right.
And I'll finish filling it up once I move it. But it's just water at that point.
Now,
But
are you?
I have
Is your
some sort
plan?
of, huh?
Is your plan to empty out the water, move it to its location, and then refill it and leave it as you
I'm
set it up?
I'm hoping I can pick it up like it is. This is only 5 gallons.
Okay.
Now I may pull some of it out a little bit, a couple cups, and then when I get it over there in the other room, finish filling the water back up. But I'm gonna leave it sitting on the table for right now. That way, maybe it'll settle enough that you can actually see it. But I don't know what this tall plant is. I think it's some sort of sword, maybe.
Nola says, "Congratulations, it's sand soup."
Let's see. And then I have a Annubius Fraseri is in there somewhere. A Annubius Cofifolia is in there. And the
That's
little
the bigger
Amazon
leaf
sword
one.
babies that I ripped off of the full grown Amazons this morning. But very interesting. It was fun to do.
That's not bad, Dee Dee. You were right. It took you about 15 minutes.
But I'm working with a small scape. I can imagine doing it on a 125. Like he's got big tanks. Okay, that was different.
And I'm real big on keeping things simple. So yeah, a lot of times especially lately, when I set up a tank, I like the minimalistic approach, because if you can get it right and make it look really cool with just a few things, that's a pretty it's pretty good to be able to do that. Because I think anybody can get a good aquascape if they overload it, cram it with rocks and driftwood and plants, and it kind of hides any mistakes that you might make. Whereas if you keep it simple, or shrimple in my case, then you kind of have a little bit more focus and everything's exposed. So I don't know.
But
It's kind of from my son always telling me, "I like how simple your tank looks, Dad." And then I'd be like, "Well, the next one I'm going to go even simpler."
well, my thought process on this was I had some planaria come up in a deeper sanded tank that only had my Carolina shrimp in it, and some of those planarias was bright blue, so I know they were eating the shrimp.
Right.
So I didn't want to go so deep that they could get away from me if they come back. So that's why I decided I won't use as much sand, but then, um, it may not be quite enough for some of the plants that I chose. But that was my thought process. But, I outsmarted myself on that one. So,
Yay, I'm back. Can't do the natural tank. It's in my head that water has to move and stagnant water is bad. Something I just can't seem to do. Yeah, I get it, G Bear. That's something that it took me a little while, but I see so many other people do it successfully. And again, after I had the fire and I saw how good some of my tanks looked just because of the plants. I mean, the plants made it happen. That the plants survived, they kept the fish alive, they oxygenated the water. And 2 months later, I was just in shock that it worked. So that really changed my entire view of what I was doing as far as spending money on electricity to run several filters. I had 56 aquariums at the time. So that's a lot of electricity used just in lighting. Imagine putting a air pump and filters and canister filters and just all that other stuff. I realized that it was a little bit overkill and I needed to adjust my way of thinking. And I'm glad I have, because it seems to work out better. Old technology really works out great, and in some of my tanks, the most successful tanks have absolutely no filtration. My clown killifish breeding projects, there is no filtration in it except for um, plants and very still water, and it's crystal clear.
Well, I let one of my shrimp bowls go um, electronicless, however you want to call it, for a little while, and it looked really good. Um, but it was a kind of deep sand bed, and so I was afraid that maybe it might not be getting enough, and maybe stuff might grow. And so I put a real tiny sponge filter in there. It's really tiny, and I've turned it down so it just is bubbling. But it's like,
Right.
okay, that should give it just enough, but yet it doesn't kill the duckweed in there. So, and it's a pretty little tank. You know, I like it, but it's really hard to video a round bowl because of the angles.
Yes.
You can't see in it. And my husband got one of his GoPros, but I haven't had time to learn how to use it. And until I can read up on it real good, I'm not going to stick his camera in my fish water. Thank you, Blind Fish Keeper.
So give us a little recap of what you were thinking or feeling while you were doing this. I'm going to turn my camera off and refill my coffee real quick.
Okay. Well, since I was such a small footprint, it was way easier for me. And I just thought it was going to be easier than it was, because I thought, oh yeah, I can visualize where these plants are going to go and I can just poke them in there. But once you start moving stuff around, you don't really know what it's going to look like. And I did put my wood in wrong to start with because I didn't feel it correctly. I knew visually from looking at the wood that I wanted to look at the dark side, but I didn't think about how I needed to set it in the tank. So I had to, start over, because I wanted to look at that dark side in it. Maybe the water will clear up enough, but it actually has a concave front, and it's pretty interesting. Um, I don't know if my Anubias is going to stay put, but until it clears up good, I won't know, and I might have to reset it, but um, it is harder than one would think, especially if other people are watching. So, um, but all in all, it's like, okay, this would be kind of fun to do on a bigger scale, but bring more to the table than what you think you will need. That's all I can say. Get more up here so you have it. Uh, I'm not going to go outside and fall down the steps and all that, and go and get some more sand and all that, blindfolded. But I didn't want to take my blind off because I did not want to see anything. So that it would be as honest as I can make it. But yeah, everybody should try this at some point. Just go buy a bowl from Hobby Lobby and just give it a shot. Even if it doesn't have anything live in it, put you a couple plants and something pretty, whatever you like to look at, and just set it on a coffee table. Just as plants, whatever. Still pretty. Hey, good morning, Sharpie. Good morning, G Bear. Yeah, and I have seen both Lucas and Father Fish's stuff. The deep substrate tanks have been rough for me. My first one that I did, Father Fish style, I went and got the dirt from my family farm, and I called that my inheritance tank. But I put my dirt down, I sand capped it, and lo and behold, there was some sort of little worms living in there. And then little jokers would come up, and when they would come up, they would dig these tunnels of dirt like fire ants do in your yard. And then, of course, the wave maker and all that kept that slurry all the time. And when you've got hundreds of them in the water's always getting brown and murky. And then it got to the point I couldn't even see the fish. So I had to empty that 90-gallon out. It took me forever because I had it about 5 inches deep in there.
Oof.
And it was a mess. But I used dirt from the ground, and it just happened to have the worms. Of course, the crabenzas tried to get them, because you could see them hunting the worms, but it was just too many for
Right.
them. And since it was on Wave Maker and all that, it was just it just didn't work out. But I can see in another circumstance, if I did it in a different tank, that would have been really cool to look at those little things. And I do have a video on my channel. Um, What's in my tank or something's the name of it, and you can see the worms come up and like, hey, they're here. Yeah, they would come straight up and look at you and wave at you like in the water.
Right.
You could see them. So I don't know, but it was a nice thought. But I will tell you this: when I was doing that, I did not have to do water changes as often. So there's a way to figure it out. Just I got aggravated, and I mean I just got my first 55-gallon tank January, and I started this tank in June. So I really didn't know enough.
Right.
Didn't do enough research. I listened to one thing and didn't do any trial tests myself. And I should have put that dirt and water for some time and studied it and all that kind of good stuff. And I didn't do any of that. I just went with it. So I'm an off the cuff type of person. So, you know, but you live and learn. But if it had been a something I could have managed easier than having to crawl up on a ladder to get, because I had to crawl up on a 3-step ladder to get down to get to that soil and get it out of there
Right.
by the cupful, mind you.
Been there, done that.
And then I was splat it into this tub, and then it was splat everywhere, and it was just a mess, just a mess. But I did like it. Let's see, what does blind fish keep? I do not recommend more advanced blind fish keeping tactics such as wandering around your house blind or super gluing plants without sight unless you are a professional. And that is true because I needed to super glue this, but I said there's no way I won't super glue my fingers. So
Very good point, blind fish keeper. Very good.
I tried to stick some roots in some crevices, and I don't know if it will hold or not, but that's what I tried to do. It is clearing up pretty quick.
Lucas uses dirt from the yard. Wonder if he sifted or something to get out the worms.
And you may not have them. Mine came from a farm, and it was very fertile. And where I got it from, it stayed underwater a lot whenever you had any heavy rains. So that might have been part of my problem. But if I do it again, and I will do it again, I will buy some of that organic soil.
Right.
That way I don't have to worry about that. So,
I got dirt from my backyard too, and went through that and tried my dirted tank, and it's still going, and it's been fine. But I don't think I have it deep enough. I only have it about 3.5 inches deep, and I think in order for it to work the right way, that it probably need a bigger amount of dirt and then a better cap on top as well.
Well, what's really cool, when you do these layers and all that kind of stuff, crawl underneath the aquarium after 3 or 4 months and look at the glass underneath, and you have the prettiest design under there from all the colors. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, this needs to hang on my wall. It's so pretty. And the one over here, I have a 40-gallon breeder. I was feeding that Snello from the Mystery Garden kit.
Right.
It has that dye in it. Of course, that dye has gotten in there and made streaks like somebody put it in, like a rope and drug it through the sand.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool. At first I was thinking, oh my God, I've got something wrong. And then I thought it's the dye going down. But at least you can see how something from the top made it all the way to the bottom.
Yes.
So, but Jason, Degenerate Fish Keeper, does those plenums, which to me is a fascinating idea. And I would probably want to do one of those sometime. Okay. See,
Brooklyn Bell's crawling under now.
let us know. I bet you're going to be surprised.
Sharpie says he'd be tempted to use peat compost under sand to get a low pH black water tank. And that's an interesting point because I've done that before. I actually did get peat moss just for that reason. I didn't compost it. All I did was put it in a filtration bag, a media bag, and I put it in the back and in the corners of my tank, and then I capped it with my substrate and my sand, and it gave me like ledges and places to actually scape it out, and it seemed to work great. I had a pretty nice black water tank before, poop happened.
And as it is, it's the over half of the hour away, and I'm going to try this. I've never done this, so hang on to your hats, folks. But I'm going to try to play the membership song. Thanks to Stephen P. for writing this song specially for Jess to be able to play on the morning show. So, be right back.
It's a live ever mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gon' stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kinda gross, but that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with a batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into an exponential and totally mental experimental hit. And the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine. Stop the fish police! I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You're looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around. On this earth, and my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. And your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Uh-oh. Now you see a bunch of platties, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kinda ratty. It's alright, little laddie. Just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish poo. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.
Okay.
I should have been acting like I fell asleep or something. That would have been rude.
We come back. Like, oh, you can see me.
Yeah, just rub it on Rico's face.
Yeah, here you go.
Love you, Rico.
Let's see. Can I pick Rico's nose?
Oh, Lord.
Oh my goodness. Can't believe how stupid I can be sometimes. Yeah, I can believe it, but I try not to be it. I can believe it. Oh Lord.
They're talking about mashed potatoes over there in the chat. Something about last night's stream.
Yes, Ed went to a restaurant and didn't get his mashed potatoes, I think. And that just upset him because he did get those damn mashed potatoes. But everything else was good, I think. But he didn't get the mashed potatoes, and I think he forgot about it. I was trying to do a lot of my administrative work for the show this morning, so I was kind of listening. Yes, Fishy Mom, that is a nice shirt. Well, thank you very much. I won it from you. Absolutely. Yeah. See what you would have missed, Geek Boy, if you'd have been in a stupid meeting earning money.
I know, work.
Oh Lord. And good morning, Hippie.
Hi, Sherry.
They've been rough on each other lately. It's been fun watching it happen. It couldn't happen to better peoples. Tearing each other up last night. And the chat just went off on its own, as it does lots of times, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you don't even need to be there. You just open the gateway and it runs on its own. And then you're missing it all because you're trying to talk and you're missing it.
Yes, I have that problem.
Yeah, you can only see pieces of it, so you don't know what to do. Now, as far as I don't know, because I thought Skipper was going to be here, I don't know if I can tell you about the upcoming events. So I better leave that alone.
We wanted to give you a drum roll to see if Dee, can you do this?
I'm not going to try. I punked out. Good morning, Eduardo. I punked out. It's like, I don't know which one it is. And who knows, it might be on her trying on an outfit, and then it would be like, oops, you know. But I do know we have the restock coming up in Denver on the 5th and 6th of March. And of course, right now is Aqua Shala Orlando, which you have not already decided to go. It's probably too late to go, unless you live nearby and you can just drive in for the day, which would be super duper awesome. But okay, I do have something else to show you again.
Let's see what Brooklyn Bell says. Update on the view under my 55-gallon. So I could only see 2 roots because of my ADHD brain. I forgot that I lined the bottom of it to protect the glass from
Yeah, see, the things we do.
Right? Well, we probably never think, hey, I'm going to check my tank out 6 months later underneath to see what it looks like.
Yeah, let me know, Sharpie, if that's going to work out. But, okay, let me see.
Yes, but that's how you get your words mixed up. And the next thing you know, you got word salad going on.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't want to get them mixed up.
Or it could just be me.
see what we got. How about that? And
Awesome.
that little last piece, the first piece, of course, was from Joe's Shrimp Shack, who is the sponsor of this show. And so, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Click that one off, but it's finished. But anyways, Joe is our sponsor for the stream, one of our sponsors. And he has wood, he has shrimp, he has parts, he has everything. So go up there and get you some goodies. And he also has a discount that runs for 4 hours past this stream today. So you're looking for something, you can just go right there and you'll probably find it. And our other sponsor for was Annette from Mystery Snow Guardians, who does fabulous little pretty things.
That's cool.
That she is our month-end sponsor for the giveaways, which we will have a race coming up soon. And we will not be doing it like Jess does it, but we're going to do the best we can. But Annette has provided for the winner of the month-end race a Tam's t-shirt, a Tam's mug, and $100 gift card to Aquarium Co-op. So, but in order to qualify for that, you have to be a weekly winner, which we will pull the last weekly winner today. And then those 4 people will compete on the first when Jess gets back for the month-end giveaway. But what we're going to do today, since I don't know how to do all this fancy duck race and all, Miss Lori has provided me the information of everybody's numbers. And so I will be calling out your numbers, and I will get Papa Shrimp to type a number in private chat, and then I will let you pick your number, and whoever gets it or gets closest to it without going over it will win this weekly Friday race, which consists of getting a keychain and stickers from Jess. So I think that's how that works. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. It's not quite time to do that yet. And Rico, I can't get the picture. I was hoping it would pop in, but I saw it on my. Oh, it finally popped in. It just took a minute to pull that up. And let me see if I can share that one. Come on. What's the video? And that is Eric Wyrock, if anybody doesn't already know. But he is loaded up with his Rico attire. So Rico, I hope you're going to sign his stuff if you ever run into him somewhere. Eric's funny, you know, he just was a funny guy, and he took one for the team and did that too. And he kept on his promises. He promised he would hold out until Rico streamed, and he did. He didn't. Nobody see the pants on his body. He teased us with them hanging over his couch, but he didn't put them on. So that was funny. Thank you for sharing, Rico. Thank you, or maybe not thank you. I'm not sure which, because it might have traumatized some people. I don't know. But we also have some other sponsors. And let's take a look at those.
Just because you proved you can set up a tank blind doesn't mean you can need to make the rest of us go blind. The crowd goes wild. That sound makes me want to pour more coffee.
I know.
I love shrimp.
Everybody's having a cup of coffee.
Right? Or they're going to have to go pee.
Yeah. You see, I was busy last night.
Yes, very. Good job, Dee Dee.
And Annette did all those coffee cups for us, and I appreciate it. Because, I mean, it made it easy, you know. She did all that work, and just a nice way to share it.
Eduardo, stop. Why? Are you driving and now you need to go pee or something?
Yep, and that's right, Scotty Aquatic. Oh, Lord. And I do have another something that I need to find real quick. So what are you going to do this weekend?
Well, I'm going to try to watch as much YouTube as possible so I can feel like I'm part of Aquashella that I'm not part of now. So I got to do something to get my fix, you know.
Well, fortunately, there will be a lot of streams.
Yes. I love shrimp. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. I love shrimp.
I haven't thought far enough into the weekend. Just trying to get through the day.
I hear you. I mean, well, like I said, my entire weekend has kind of been blown up as of yesterday. So Brian from Motor City Aquatics called me and he was like, "So how's it going? How's the trip?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm not going." And he was like, "Get the F out of here. You're going." And I'm like, "No." He was like, "You're lying." And I was like, "No." So I had to explain it all to him. And then, of course, trying to now replan everything. But I'm kind of glad because I was scared leaving my aquariums for so long. And I know I shouldn't be. I know they're okay. But, you know, they're kind of precious to me. And I put a lot of work into them. And I really didn't want to be gone that long without, you know, taking care of them.
It is a lot of work. This was a little short provided by Scott's Aquatics that he had told Jess she could use. Look at all those tetras, Leon tetras, which I do not have any luck with whatsoever.
Yeah, he said it just like that. Hi, Brian.
But anyways, there's one of his shorts. I thought it was kind of cool that he could share that with us. Thank you, Scotty. I know I'm not very fast at doing this, but I'm doing the best I can.
Yes, unfortunately, Eduardo, weather and finances played a big part in my decision to stay home. And honestly, like I said, I was the third wheel tag along guy anyways, so I wasn't real comfortable with that. And then as everything kind of unfolded, it just, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm real big on, you know, the signs were there that said stay home, Jerry. So I did.
So Eduardo's got some bad kids there. They just grab the hall pass. I never had to have a hall pass when I was going to school.
We had one that was like on a big piece of wood that had the key tied to it, you know, on a chain. So that way, when you have to get the hall pass to go somewhere, you had this big old lunky thing that you had to carry around with you so that you didn't need an actual paper pass.
Well, do you remember when you used to stop to a gas station, when there were really gas stations, they weren't food marts and everything else inside there, and the bathrooms were on the back side of the building after you stepped over tires and all their junk they threw out the back door, and you had to go in there and get a key on a very greasy piece of wood stick or something, whatever they had it to, that was about that long, so you couldn't walk off with your key. And then you go in there. Of course, there would never be toilet paper. Of course. Those were the days, and these young people, y'all don't know what it was like, because you had to really need to stop.
That's a good question, Matt, and I'll answer that on my stream. How about that? I don't want to take up any of the Aquatic Morning Show's stuff. So
there you go. And what is your Gmail? Somebody does have a question for you, Papa.
It's papashrimpaquatics@gmail.com.
Okay. So you can contact me there if you have some questions.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff. If you just want to know if I have something, email me and I'll let you know. You don't have to go necessarily to any sites or anything. You know, I'm not that popular. Well, I'm not getting 12,000 emails and orders and all of this stuff. So I'm pretty available. I try to make myself available to everybody. So just hit me up on an email, or if you're my Facebook friend, hit me up on Messenger.
Did you just say you were easy?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I heard that correctly. I just wanted to clarify.
In other words, I don't have many friends and I don't talk to many people. So yeah, I welcome all of the conversations I can get. I'll be your friend.
I will talk to you. Okay, peoples, we're going to try this fish thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read out your numbers.
Wait, now am I supposed to hear these numbers? Should I put the number that I'm guessing first?
Go ahead and put your number in. We've got 1 through 47, so go from 1 to 75. Well, from 1 to 50.
1 to 50.
And pick a number. And they're already predetermined. I can't change them or anything. Okay. So, Too Coolie for Schoolie, you're 1, 2, and 3. Freaky Fish Lady, you're 4, 5, and 6. Steven, you're 7 and 8. Eduardo, you're 9, 10, and 11. Whips World, you are 12 and 13. Renee House, you're 14, 15. PN Aqua, 16. Dee Dee, 17, 18, 19. Scott's Aquatics, 20, 21. Nola's Dolls and Aquatics, 22, 23. Skipper's, 24. Dennis Christensen is 25, 26, and 27. Deep Freeze Aquariums is 28. Snoochie Boots is 29, 30, and 31. Mystery Snow Guardians is 32, 33, 34. Fishy Mom is 35. Monster Fish Gal is 36, 37, and 38. And Lori did not put her own numbers down. Darlene's Tanks is 39 and 40. Joseph Stanley is 41. Bunny Viper is 42, 43. Danny Weshy is 44. Collaboration of Curiosities is 45. Levi's Aquatics is 46. And Dr. Anthony is 47. So now I'm going to try and switch my camera so I can share the number in the private chat. Okay. Let me see. And I can't read it. I guess I'm too 33. 33. Okay. All right. Put that back. Okay, so 33 was.
Annette.
Yep, Mystery Snow Guardians. Congratulations. You write that down for this.
It's kind of anticlimactic, compared to the fish race.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry, y'all. But I don't know how to do it. So I just did the best I can. I've spent most of my life doing stuff by the seat of my britches, and here is another time that it happened just like that. So, but congratulations, Annette. You got a keychain coming and some stickers, and you're qualified for the end of the month race, which will be on Tuesday, the March 1st.
Yes.
Because Jess will not be back Monday either. So you are stuck with us, whoever's coming to do the show. And maybe she'll actually be able to actually be in the show Monday. I don't know. I don't know where reception is for her and all that. But if she's not, no, we do not have a short for the day, Nola. We do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We pick them on Fridays.
Yeah.
So.
So congrats, Annette.
Yep. Good win. And Lord knows. Okay, because that's going to be, it looks like Annette, Kelly Foreman, Deep Boy. If I got this written down correctly. And I'm not sure who the other person was because my notes aren't that good, but I've got in my hand. And I put everything away so I could clear my desk so I can't get to anything else. No short for the day, Noah. But, what was I getting ready to say? Didn't have a clue. Oh, well, anyways, whatever it was, it might come back, it might not come back. It's not looking like it's going to.
See, wearing that shirt is just sucking all the brain power out of you and giving it to Rico.
Oh, so if I change clothes, I would get smarter, maybe? Maybe I could put on a red power shirt or something and feel powerful and intelligent all at the same time. I don't think that'll work either.
You wanted to say that you love shrimp. That's what it was.
No, I do love shrimp. I am very fascinated with these little devils.
They're awesome.
I can't stop watching them. And I've got several videos to make.
I don't know what it is. It's very addictive to sit and watch a shrimp tank. I mean,
especially
I've kept tanks
zoom
for a
your
long
camera.
time. Yeah, and it's just always something new or something different, or just the way that they're colored up, or it's just fascinating. I love it. I love shrimp.
Okay. Miss Lori, if you would put whoever the 4 people are in for the month end race in the chat for me. Hi, Chris Howell. Thanks for joining.
We've done pretty good, Dee
Oh.
Dee. Look, we're an hour and a half in, and it's just been you and I.
She wants to put Misfits in for her place.
Oh, awesome.
That's very
nice.
sweet. Oh, and speaking of Misfits, his birthday is tomorrow.
Oh.
And I think he's having a birthday stream tonight.
Awesome.
So show him some love if you can too. Well, I now have some Blue Dreams, and I have some what are those red ones I got from you?
Fire red.
Fire reds. I have some tangerines that will be coming from Joe's, and I have some Blue Shadow Caradima that I got from Brian at Motor City Aquatics.
Awesome.
I think I got the Blue Dreams from him also. I got them last July when he had his 4th of July sale. And since we're veterans and all that, we got that too. I mean,
right.
And
yeah, I like how he does the veteran discount.
Yeah. And Dr. Anthony, good morning to you. I think I missed you. And Fishy Mom loves coconut shrimp, and they're good too. Just don't look at them under a 10x magnifier. You might not want to eat them. And thank you, Dr. Anthony, for becoming a new member of the morning show.
Well, as everybody saw on the commercial that we played earlier, you know, Joe has plenty of shrimp and he's got a lot of wood. You know, and Dee Dee likes Joe's wood.
Yeah, he sent me a piece of wood.
Oh, did he?
Yes, it's not that one, but I've got it in a tank. He sent me a freebie piece of wood because he heard that I liked it so good. But I can't wait to get my shrimp. I'm just waiting for it to get warmer to get them.
Yeah, and I started to consider shipping earlier this month. I was like, okay, it's February. It should be a good time. And then we got that storm that came across and froze half of America. And I was like, whew, thank goodness. So then I was like, okay, now's the window. And I was going to do it this week. I was going to ship some stuff out. But I'm so glad I didn't with this storm that came through, because I'm like, you know, no, just hopefully here in the next week, we should, hopefully this is the last of what we'll see down here in Texas. And hopefully it starts tapering off for the rest of the country too.
Well, Papa Shrimp, I have a question now.
Okay.
Since I'll finish putting water and everything in this tank. How will I keep it active until I get my shrimp?
What do you mean as far as how do you?
You know, like I've had the wood soaking in the sump, so it's got good, bad stuff on it. I don't want all that stuff to die off before my shrimp get here. How will I keep it going?
Really what I would do is once you get it set to the desired water level that you want, if you're going to start running your filter, you should have pretty good amount of biofilm and bacteria with all of the hardscape that you got from another tank. So you should be good there. I would only add maybe a little bit of Bacter AE. And then of course, treat your water, make sure that doesn't have chlorine and all that fun stuff. But
it doesn't.
That little bit of the Bacter AE will really help develop a coat of biofilm on everything else that doesn't have biofilm on it.
Well, now, what is this Bacter AE? I have not seen that in a store around here.
Okay, well then a good replacement would be like the Fritz Turbo Start. If it's Neos, the Turbo Start works really good. If it's Caradinas, then Fritz Zyme 7. I think it's the 7.
Fritz products. Oh, my God, actually. Also for our month end, we've got Geek Boy, Fishy Mom, Misfits, Misfits Aquatics and Reptiles, and Kelly Foreman.
Let's see here.
Those
Bex
four
is
will
asking,
keep-
what are a few components of a shrimp tank that you see as must-haves? Setting up my first shrimp tank and cycling it right now. Haven't finished scaping it yet. That's a pretty good question, Bex, because some of it is basically whatever your preference is. But when it comes to me setting up a new shrimp tank, um, I definitely have a piece of spider wood and some kind of moss. And that's about as far as I go when I'm setting up my tank. Now, usually my driftwood comes from another tank, and so does my moss. And that's kind of how I ensure that I'm bringing good beneficial bacteria and putting it in my tank. My Sawasser tank, I have like a 20-gallon long full of Sawasser tank, and that's covered in biofilm. So I like to use that. And then any of my other tanks that I have that are doing extremely well, if I have any problems, I won't take anything from that tank and move it to another. But it's usually my good tanks that are doing well that I'll propagate plants, mosses, or maybe even take out the sponges in that tank, put it in the new one, and the new sponges put it in the tank that I just took the old sponges from. That's why I use double sponge filters, because it's real easy to take the sponge off of the good tank that cycles and put it in the new tank that I'm trying to cycle, and taking the new sponges that I got for that tank and putting them in and then I just did a sponge clean.
Right. Now, in my sump, I had a roll of pantyhose that I cut off to a section, tied a knot one end, and I filled it up with gravel, tied it off, and I threw that in the bog. So I had a whole, and it was pretty good, decent, girth and length of gravel in the sump, getting all that bacteria. It's been in there 4 or 5 months. And I've got some rock. I've got a whole basket of this lava rock in there. And I've got some slabs. I'm not sure what kind of stone it is, but it's slate or something. That's down in there. Extra sponge. What do you call these things? Sponge filters. I've got some extra ones down there, and I hook them up. And so when I need to shut my sump off, like if I wanted to go away for 4 days, I might just shut the sump down. And I've got sponge filters in my top tank and that also in that sump, and I just turned that on instead, because every once in a while my overflow box loses prime, and so I just shut it down completely, and then I start it back over.
Right.
When I come back, I used up the last of my bottle the other day, so I've got to go back and get another one. But I did have some sort of bacteria bottle. I don't know if it was Fritz, but it was something I got locally, which probably it was not Fritz. But yeah, I'll need to pick up another bottle of that. Or
Beck says that she has basically all the plants are from another tank, a healthy tank. Dragonstone that she's going to put in there. And as far as must-haves, really, it also depends on whether, like, I like to use Dragonstone, but I don't use it in my Caridina tanks. I don't use much rock in any of my Caridina tanks, just because I don't know how much KH those rocks may have. Like Sirius Stone, that's pretty high KH. No matter what you do, it's gonna produce KH, or there's KH in it. So I kind of learned the hard way. I try to stay away from rocks as much as possible, but I do have some. I have little rock piles in some of my breeder tanks. The main thing as far as must-haves, really something that I've done over the course of the past few years is when I do moss, I like to wrap it around spider wood and make like a little tree or a bush. And then what's really cool about doing it that way is that if I take that out and put it in another tank, it's very minimal disturbance on my substrate. And I know that I'm taking something healthy and putting it in another tank. Now, sometimes if I think I need it, I will give it a quick bath in some kind of, maybe even just clean water, just to make sure I rinse off, make sure that there's no baby shrimplets hanging out on it. And I like to get it washed off to make sure, get rid of as many snails as possible. Just because I'd rather not intentionally infest my new tank with anything at all if I can help it. But I want to keep that good bacteria. So I don't really necessarily want to kill everything off and give it a medicated bath or anything. So, but that's just me. Again, all of this stuff, you kind of gotta go what works for you. And trust me, the last thing I want to do is give somebody advice and then they do it and then it's all my fault that all their stuff died. So I always have a disclaimer of, this is what works for me. Try at your own risk.
Well, at this time I tried to use some botanicals.
Yes.
So I got these little gumballs out of the yard, and they've been in a tank for maybe 2 months. I still have some more in there, but I pulled a few of those because, you know, Alex says the shrimp like to go in there and get the goodies from that too. And of course, they're going to move around because they're so light.
Joe said that I would not have been the third wheel. I would have made the trip more exciting. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that.
Oh, so Jess has made it into the chat, but we're trying to hold it together, Jess. Second life of DD, yes. But anyways, you know, and I've learned all this from watching streams, listening to what people say, watching videos, and look at there, not enough sand. I failed.
I liked what you were showing a little while ago. It's cleared up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's not gonna take long. But you can see how these little things are broken down so fast. It's just moving them. All the stuff on the bottom.
Right.
And the water was RODI water that was treated for neocaridina setup. And of course, I still prime it. I can't help it because I'm just scared. What if? You see, I have a floater, but so far just one.
That's not bad. I mean, you were blind.
Yeah. And I was a newly blind person. So,
right?
Yeah. That's
no
why
time for adjustment.
Everybody should learn how to brush your teeth with your other hand and do other things. Because if you break the one you're used to, it's a whole new learning experience.
Yes.
I broke my left arm one time, and thank God it was my left one, because it's hard to button a button with one hand. You can do it better if it's your good hand, but it's still hard. And Patrick Hardy, thank you for the super sticker.
You're the man, Patrick.
And yes, and Papa Shrimp, thank you for coming to join me. This would have been rough for these guys.
No, it wouldn't. I know you could fly solo if you had to, but I'm surprised that we've done pretty good. Like I said, for just us two, and we've been all the way to 12 minutes left in the stream, and
yeah.
I think we've done pretty good. There hasn't been too many dead air spots or uncomfortable moments, except for
I think I covered what I was supposed to cover. I still have the weekend stream lineup to go over, and of course, let's see. I think Bex, can you clarify what you are doing next month? Bex is going to be a sponsor next month. I'm not sure exactly where and how. I don't have anything yet. I practice the stranger from time to time just in case I break my good arm. Lord, I shouldn't have read that. I just realized what he said.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. I have turned into Jess reading stuff on the screen. Again, realizing what I said. Oh my God, you got me, Rico. That was too funny, dude. Just for that, I'm gonna pick your nose again.
Whatever you do, don't clean his ears.
Yeah. Oh Lord. You see, Bex is going to be a coffee cup sponsor and end of the month.
Ooh, wow.
Just emailed Jess yesterday saying there was a coffee cup spot left for March, so I'm doing both. Well, welcome to the sponsorship team, Bex. And the
Yes,
way
ma'am.
that Jess is doing her sponsorships now, it's not like month to month on her coffee cup. It is once you join in, it runs for 30 days. So they'll be constantly changing as the time expires, and then a new one can pick up. And of course, she has to do all the fancy coffee cup decorations, but I
Right.
will try to keep it updated on that little commercial for you, so you get a little out there. And I know I picked up about 100 subscribers since I started helping her. So, because good Lord knows I ain't done nothing to deserve 100 subscribers, But it did happen.
Well, that's good. I sometimes feel like that I'm not doing enough to get more subs, but at the same time, it's like anything else. You get what you put into it, and I'm happy with what I'm getting with what I'm putting into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got to get better at it, and just you just run out of day. And I went through a thing about a month ago where I didn't stay on top of my tanks, and it cost me because I was so busy working on videos that I let that slide, and it costed me for that. So videos are going to be the last on the priority. I
Right.
capture a lot of stuff, but as far as turning them into something that will go on YouTube, I've got lots of work on. I just, that'll come when I have time.
And that's something that I've kind of also
Oh, thank
learned,
you.
that if I want to show off my tanks and do it in that format of a video, then I got to keep up with my tanks. If not, then I'm like, okay, I'm only going to show this one tank because I'm embarrassed about how the rest of mine look. But if you constantly plan a fish room update or stuff like that, like maybe once every 2 months, then you're going to be like, oh yeah, I only got 3 weeks, so I got to do an update video. So let me clean everything up.
Which I've
But
never
again,
done. But I don't do streams on my own. Um, and I have, like, on my fish tanks aquatics, we will be coming up next. I have gone up on his and done a little walk around, like impromptu. And I think I did for Bob Kaler one time. He's like, you show us your tanks. It's like, oh, sure. Okay, it is what it is. Kelly, that is all up to you. Whatever you decide that you want to do. I know there always has to be a T-shirt and a coffee mug, and then whatever else you choose to do. It's just Annette threw in $100 gift card this time. I've thrown in $50 gift cards. Steven's done $100. It's just you. Just get with Jess at the Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com and work it out. You know, and we try to do a little something special every once in a while, just to make it fun. And hey, everybody's given their time to come here.
yes.
So try to give back to the people that are here a lot. So when I do a little random giveaway, don't mention it or nothing, because it's like if you're not coming here already, you're not going to know about it. So
There you go.
that's just the way that I like to do, because it's open to anybody to comment, so they can come in. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe, but for the people who are loyal, is how I like to do that. But I see we're going to be running out of time in just a little bit, so I'm going to do the rundown for the weekend streams. But don't forget that Misfit's birthday is tomorrow, so say happy birthday to him. We do
Right.
have Jimmy P in the hospital, so I don't know if he'll be streaming, but it'll be up there if he chooses to do so somehow. and wish him well. And enjoy the weekend, everybody. Because there'll be changes, but this is just what's on the schedule provided by fishfam.link. Thank you, Matt. I stole it again. Okay. Is this sharing? Do you see? I think you do. Right? Yeah. Okay. Chris and Debbie had the morning aquatic show. And at 12 p.m., we have My Fish Tanks Aquatics with John. At 2 o'clock p.m., we have Reaper Stand with Afternoon Delight Chat. We have Stay Fishy Fridays at 6. Cold Water Aquatics, formerly Maple Street Aquatics at 6. And Malik with Aqua Malik at 7:30 p.m. Streaming Extremely at 8 p.m. to Stephen P. and Jenna P. Special time. Friday night Fish Fam Hangout, 8 p.m. Father Fish, 8:30. And we have Friday Night Live with LRB Aquatics at 9:30. And Alex with The Secret History, Living in Your Aquarium at 10:30 tonight. And we have In the Den with Big Tank Hank at 11:30 with John the Fisherman, Hippie John. And we have 11:30, we have Misfit Aquatics. We have Saturday morning cartoons tomorrow morning. Jimmy P at 12. And O-Chart at 12. Mob Guppy at 1 p.m. Families of Fish Keeping, Lady Metalhead at 4. Mississippi Hippie at 6. Discus Talk at 8 p.m. Fish Room Fever and Chattanooga Ed at 8 p.m. We also have a special auction stream for color guppies and Reaper Stand at 8 p.m. And just so if you missed it, there it is again. At 9:30, Vinny's Aquatics. At 10, we have Aquafunk. At 11 p.m., we have Punchy Paints. At 11:30 p.m., Glitch Aquatics and Tea and Aqua. And for Sunday, 9 a.m., Easy Stream with Degenerate, Fish Keeper. Mike's Turn to Aquatics at 11. And at 12, Guppy Guru. At 12, we also have Mike's Aquatics and Things. At 1, we have Sunday Sharp with Sharpie's Fishy Phantoms. At 4 p.m., we have Aquamalik. At 3 p.m., we have Brienne's Fish Fan. At 5 p.m., we have Carrie and Jesse with Science Gal Aquatics. At 6, we have Skipper's Aquatics with Aquaria Life, and they're also having an auction. At 7, we have Q Aquatics with Susie Q. At 8, we have Tennessee Fish Mafia with Taylor's Aquatics. At 9, we have Sunday Night Stream with Daniken Aquatics. At 10, we have Sunday Night Spotlight, Kevin's Canine. At 11:30, we have Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. And hope to see you there. And of course, there will be random streams throughout as well. Thank you, Bat. Okay, that was hard. That was fast. Are you muted?
Yes, I am. Or I was.
That was a lot to cover, and I didn't want to make everybody go to sleep, so I tried to do it fast. But that was even fast for me to say.
I tried to say you do such a good job, Dee Dee.
Oh, thank you. I love doing this part for her. I like to doing the behind stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm good at. But I do not know if I can get to this going out stuff that she has. Oh, there was a banner up here. Maybe Jess has created a banner for us. And thanks so much to those that have contributed to the Aquashella Gas Fund, Patrick Hardy, Greg 3G, Fish Fam Mom, SSC Plots, Adele, COC, Whips World, Kelly Foreman, and Eric Wyrock. And that was been from yesterday. But thank you, everybody, because y'all did help make her trip a little easier. And Papa Shrimp, thank you again for helping me. And I do not see anything that I can do other than to play Steven's song again. So if you love it, you're going to get it again. If you don't love it, just walk away. But I'm going to play that. And thank you, everybody. And we will see you Monday. And have a fantastic weekend.
Happy Friday.
Bye, y'all.
I love
It's a live ever mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gon' stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kinda gross, but you know that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with a batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into an exponential and totally mental experimental hit. And the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spine or time to hear you whine. Talk the fish police. I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You're looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around. On this earth, and my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize and plant the fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. And your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Now you see a bunch of platies, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kinda ratty. It's alright, little laddie, just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize and plant the fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you wanna do like I do, fertilizing plants with fish poo, don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.